Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. It's a big production. Oh. Nee. Let's see.
Long time no see, want gisteren een feestje van Danielle, die wordt 40.
Okay, 2 minutes.
We waren rond 12 uur waren we denk ik thuis, zoiets. Anders avond weer of zo. Zo had ik het afgezet.
Oh my goodness. This is terrible. Look, I'm wearing a white t-shirt. This is terrible.
White t-shirt?
Under the shirt. It looks terrible.
This is also
white.
Huh? Yeah, but the white, you don't wear white t-shirts. That's like man's fashion 101. I can't believe I'm 50 years old. I should know better. What do you think?
No, I think
I'll be chastised. They'll be like, "Oh, sir, you wore this."
Also white over there.
Yeah. So, Hannah, we're going to get started in 1 minute, just because we're going to keep things on a tight schedule. But no, and can you see everything over here? On the
I can see you.
good, and some other stuff. Good.
Nee, ik was ook moe en onrustig slapen.
Okay, so we're going to get started, just because we have a 10 o'clock time schedule and everything is by the clock. They'll show up at 9:30. That's fine.
It's this weekend with the ice party and.
Yeah. See, here's a couple of people, friend, Sander and
Ja, lekker.
hello.
Ja, jongen, echt. Helemaal hier.
So we are on Terschellinger time. So 9 o'clock might turn into 9:10, and it's okay. Hey, Sander, can you see the presentation okay on the screen? Okay. Yeah, I think so. If you guys could, I'm not expecting like 1,000 people. Maybe you guys are just enough. So. Yeah. Good. So we'll get started in 4 minutes, because yes, these things happen, but it's good.
Sorry, Sunday morning.
I think everyone is. No one's come. Like, I have one person online. They're like, okay, it's good. So it's great. Yeah, they're coming. Well, they said they'll be here for the 10 o'clock interview. Yeah, so that's when Floor comes as well. So, but everyone has coffee.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's good. Okay, mooi.
Niet uitgestuurd.
Ik heb het zeker uitgestuurd.
Oh my goodness. Well, the video is really good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, why don't we get started pretty soon?
Alleen Nienke die nog
Ja.
les mee.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and get started? This presentation will be in English because the copy of this will go off, because I haven't even advertised this to anyone else besides just Terschelling. So I'm sure there might be some other speakers out there, well, persons without Nederlands. So if it's okay to conduct this in English, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, mooi. Also, when we get to the question and answer place, I have this on to get some external audio. So I'll pass this around as well when we're ready to ask questions. So I'll have that as external audio too. Is good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's go ahead and get started. And without a whole bunch of introductions or anything, let's just jump into the presentation. And I think we can see both. Kijk. I'll remove this and then add this. Cool. Can you see the presentation okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so before I get started, I want to say a really big thank you. First of all, to Terschelling, because without Terschelling and the quick kind of inburgen for me and my family, none of this would have happened. So a thank you to the island, but also a big thank you to the rowing teams on the island. I had no idea that there was rowing on this island until I actually got here. But you have embraced this idea of rowing on an ergometer in a big way, and I appreciate that. So I don't think that Robox would even really exist without the sloop rowing teams from the island. So thank you very much. A big, huge thank you to Island Gym. Without Island Gym and boss showing up and say, "Hey, Brock, where are your rowing machines?" They're in a shipping container somewhere. Well, get them here and we'll put them up in Island Gym and we'll see if we can figure something out. So that's what happened. That was a conversation between boss and I. And then a year later, we have, we've established a great platform for this idea of the ergometer. Fitness is moved into High Rocks, is moved into CrossFit. People on the island are now buying new ergometer machines. So it's been a huge impact, but it wouldn't have started without Boston Island Gym saying, "Hey, let's give this a go." And I think it's worked out well so far. So thank you to Island Gym. ErgZone, you guys work with that application quite a bit, but ErgZone for the last 2 to 5 years has just been a supporter of Robox and the ideas of coaching, measured fitness, developing firmware updates on the fly to support what we're doing. So ErgZone is a 2-person team in Jacksonville, Florida, a husband, wife, and their kids. I know them quite well. They believe in the concept, and they are a wildly successful application for measured fitness. And I'm glad to be a part of their team. So thank you, ErgZone. And then Concept 2 Benelux in Amsterdam. When I first set up in Nijmegen, I said, I need 12 machines. They said, when and where? It wasn't even a question. And 6 years later, they're still a supporter of mine. Of course, I purchase everything from them. It's still a B2B relationship, but they have been very supportive in the ideas of ergometer training. Even on the island, they've been very supportive as well. So I appreciate Concept 2 as well. So the agenda this morning, we have it split into 3 areas. The first quarter, which I'll keep by my handy dandy timer machine, is just to go over the vision of Robox Fitness and why all this is happening. You'll probably have a better idea of what the global vision is and how we kind of incorporate in that. But it's only about 15 minutes of that time. Then the next 15 minutes from there, we'll go directly to the frequently asked questions section of the Robox page. That's probably the easiest way to kind of, first of all, front the initial questions. And then the last 30 minutes, we'll have enough time to answer your questions, or for others who have come in, we can talk about those things as well. Great. So we are we're 15 minutes over schedule, but what I'll do is I'll try to consolidate the 9 to 9:15 to something, so we're actually on schedule to about 9:30. Sounds good? Okay, so I'm gonna set my timer for 15 minutes and see if I can get this done. Great. And also, please forgive me because I kind of like sort of sometimes get emotional just because this has kind of been a part of who I am for the last 20, 25 years. So what I'm doing now is kind of an amalgamation of all of that with you guys this morning. So I won't cry, but if I start to linger off into some stuff, Sandra, you're welcome to throw something at me and say, brought back on track. And that's fine. Yes, yeah. Okay, so the vision of Robox. The idea is that I want to take my love of rowing, what I've been doing for 20 plus years, extend that to different communities. So a lot of communities in the hybrid area, popular CrossFit, ergometers, high rocks, ergometers, popular. Everyone's using ergometers, all that kind of great stuff. But what's missing is that the relationship to the water, to rowing, for the row erg, why it was developed in the first place. So the idea is introducing to hybrid athletics, which is something outside of just rowing and sloop rowing, but the idea of the ergometer, but through three specific areas. And that's sport development, training, and education. And that's the total vision of stuff. But the idea is like, even though that for Terschelling is a very localized idea of working with the rowing community and the sloop rowing community, hopefully others in the hybrid community will also be attracted to what we're doing just because, well, they're on the ergometer anyway, and now to be a part of something larger and bigger might be attractive to them as well. Deliver training. So you can read this on your own, but I've been doing this for about 18 years on water training from new rowers or new rowing teams who've just begun their rowing journey, developing teams, but developing either pre-elite or elite rowers who've gone on to world championships or the Olympics through this type of training. And I've used the ergometer quite a bit. So I kind of self-proclaim myself as an ergometer sports scientist, which sounds pretty good, but actually with a number of years and what we've been doing with the ergometer, I think that stands pretty true. We use ergometer computers to deliver our training. So the ergometer computer is what we know as the PM5 through Concept 2. But there are other ergometers, even in the rowing community. So RP3 is a very good ergometer, Dutch made, and used quite a bit on the mainland in the national ranking. So Team NL, they've used the RP3 rower for all of their training. Like the Concept 2, but a little bit more specific to the on water. But the computer, the data, the same types of data I use. There are other ergometer computers for different ergometers, but the type of data that we're using, it's similar. And so persons like myself and coaches, we can use that data for something. ErgZone is a part of a community of many different types of suppliers who do similar types of things. But ErgZone has a unique capability that we'll talk about later. But I use ErgZone to visualize the data and analyze the data. So you have that available too. So when you do a workout, you have the PM5, but now you can visualize and analyze it for yourself. The unique selling point for ErgZone is that as a coach, I'm able to visualize what I want for the athlete or the team, and I can deliver that and then deliver and receive that data. So I can basically create programs, deliver it to my athletes, they perform, I can take that data, and I, as a coach, can get better because I can say, what did I predict? Is it on the same level? I can get better, so my predictions get better to what the athlete actually is ready for or what they're looking to achieve goal-wise. So deliver training, that's kind of what we're doing, and we do it already because all of the classes are using ErgZone, and you have an idea of how I'm delivering that training and how it works in this environment called the Rondsje Om, what we're talking about in 2 seconds. Delivering education, more to come. So the idea is that for other coaches like myself who are looking to do the same types of things, deliver purpose-driven activities to engage persons. For me, through rowing, it could be through like Tim, through the ski erg, or Kira, through her high rocks programming. All these things can be built through ErgZone, but the ability to take my education and give it to others so they can do the same types of activities through ErgZone is the idea of delivering education. So that's more to come in the future. The big one here is why we're all here, and the idea is to develop sport through the ergometer. So these are soft line activities. So we have an organization called Stichting Rowing Without Limits, which is a foundation in the Netherlands that has a purpose to work with those who may not have the same capabilities that everyone does. So more specifically, those who are mentally and physically challenged, and how do we bring the sport of rowing to them? The ergometer is the number one way to do that in an efficient way. So there's a soft line to that organization. I won't go into Rondsje events. You probably looked at the website and like, Brock, what is Rondsje events type of ideal? The purpose of this phone call is not to talk about that, but I wanted to bring to your attention that it is a soft line to that organization. If you'd like more information about that one, we could talk about that offline. And then, of course, Robox Fitness. So the soft line through training, through this event, Rondsje events, is very specific to Terschelling, and the idea of bringing this to those who may not have a chance to row, all kind of work together in the eye of developing the sport through Rondsje Om. We're developing the sport virtually, and that's the idea. I'm not developing anything new. I don't want to develop anything new that's physical at all. The idea is to take and extend what we're doing physically on the water through our competitions, through our events, and extend the reach to others by using virtual technology. And that's pretty much what we're doing with the organization Rondsje Om. What I've learned is that I have to support the local, and the global will come. So my initial ideas were grand. It's like, oh, create this global competition, and everybody will jump in, and that's kind of great. And but over about 3 or 4 months, I realized that I need to really, really home in, support my local, which is you guys, the sloop rowing community, especially in this region. If we do that very well, people will be attracted to what we're doing and be a part of the sustainable story. And that's the idea. I don't want to come up here and do this year and be like, okay, that's it. It was more like, how do we create the foundation so it becomes something sustainable for the future? So you can read a little bit more about this here, and maybe what I'll read this. The Rondsje Om is a purpose-driven organization, and we have a sharp focus on Terschelling in this particular region. But the idea is more about extending what we do well, which is the physical events. The idea of this event becoming something that we do at the end of the season. It's physical. We do our training physically here, but my job is to make that training and what we do visible online so others can take advantage of the good times that we have in Terschelling. So I think this is all I have to say about that. Oh, just really quickly, how many seconds do we have? Oh, we have like 5 or 7 minutes. So just very quickly about the Rondsje Om in the event itself. It's pretty standard and basic. And the reason is because I need it to become something inclusive enough that others can join in. So let's start with the 500 meter here. I'm getting a little bit of attraction there, but the idea of the 500 meter is for those who probably don't row very much, but who are really strong, like persons like Lisbeth. She's kind of like, what is this 500 meter? Well, she is the strongest person on the island. So how strong can she be over time, the 500 meter? It's kind of cool. And so if people who get involved with that, it's kind of a bragging rights type of thing. Oh, here's the 500 meter. Can you do better on the 500 meter? That type of thing. It's the ability to bring more people to the event and also bring more capability for Islagen. The 2,000 meter. This is very interesting because I'm having a conversation with a lot of CrossFit communities because the 2,000 meter is a standard fitness protocol, which is difficult, hard, and it's kind of like the worst thing that rowers can think about, especially in the Olympic rowing realm. But the idea is that through Robox training, how do we prepare for the 2K and how to perform and give the Rondsje Om as a platform to be able to do your best and then, compete against others as well. The 5,000 meter is kind of like the couch to 5,000 meter, which you see in marathons or other events, is those who kind of row the idea, but as a goal, maybe accomplish the 5,000 meter as a goal for the winter, and how that training progresses for what they do for the summer. The 2K and the 5K, these are, the reason they have stars beside them is because these can be performed individually and with teams. So as an individual, you can row the 2K or the 5K or the half marathon or the marathon, but the real sweet spot is the team. And we'll talk about how that can be done. But why the team is important to me is because we know as rowers, the team concept is probably more important than just being on the water and doing the physical aspect. The team is what brings us together often. The team is what gets our boats on the water and off the water at 9 p.m. at night. The team is what motivates us to come in and do something together. That's why the team is very important. It's not just about the competition, but how do we take the team concept and extend that out to the global community? The half marathon. We have the waterproof mermaids who have accomplished the half marathon in a proof test and who have now officially, Rusha, forgive me, challenged the entire island. Brock, I didn't really challenge anybody, but the idea, we challenged everybody for others to also do the half marathon. I've heard that also the half marathon is becoming a bit more attractive to other teams as well. So we'll see. The marathon also could be attractive. There are a couple of weird people out there who want to do that, but we'll talk about how that might be attractive to some charitable aspects that I've recently heard about coming in the future as well. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. We have 5 minutes. This is perfect. The age divisions and categories. So what's really great about the competition is that we can create this for anybody. The biggest complaint I hear on the island, especially in the East, I used to do that. I'm too old to do that. I used to row X, Y, Z. And I asked the question, well, what are you doing now to do anything? Well, I walk, I do things. Well, wouldn't it be great to continue to row even at maybe if you're a bit older? There's no more excuses. We have the categories here. So if you'd like to do any of these, the 500 meter, the 2K, the 5K, or anything like that, we have age divisions. So you can also rank yourself depending on your age. We even got more granular with weight categories. So if you're looking to say, well, I'm young, I'm a little light, but where do I rank against others who are young and light or older and heavy or these types of things? We've provided those categories as well. So as you notice, when you signed up into ErgZone, they ask you your age, they ask you your weight, is ability to categorize things for competitions like this. The big one for me is the adaptive category. So PR1, PR2, PR3. Adaptive means pretty much creating environments so others without physical or mental, well, they have physical and mental ability, but they have challenges in those areas, creating environments to where they can also be able to work in a competition just like this, creating something that's most inclusive as well. The categories PR1, PR2, and PR3, they're aligned with the International Paralympic Committee and World Athletics. These are the categories that are associated with rowing at the Olympic level. So it's called PR1, PR2, PR3. Very quickly, PR1 is pretty much the use of your arms only. So for those who have physical challenges who are only able to use their arms, so they're restricted to a wheelchair or quadriplegics, but they have an opportunity to use their arms, they can still be able to participate in a PR1 category. The PR2 category extends that just a bit. So for those who have now the use of their arms, their shoulders, and also their lower realms as well, the midsection, the lower back, the upper hip, and the shoulder area and the arms. So you'll see a lot of these rowers in the Olympics in PR categories, and they're rowing along. They just don't have use of their legs, but they're kicking ass with these here. So there's official categories for rowing on the water, but also rowing off water, and we want to accommodate it as well. PR3 is very cool because it's pretty much everybody now. So if you're visually impaired, you're rowing. If you have PTSD, you're rowing. If you have ADHD or challenges that you're going to the GP and you're getting some medication or these things, you can still, you can still work. Okay, thank you. I know I got a little passionate. But anyway, PR1, PR2, PR3, if you have more questions about that, but extends the capability of this rowing event to everyone, not just to those local. Cool. So great. We're on time. We'll take questions at the end, but that was just a 15 minutes. This is what Robox Fitness is trying to do and how we're going about it. Okay. I have 15 minutes to go into the FAQ. Add to stage. Oh, must remove this and then add this. Cool. Can you see this okay? Make it bigger? Great. So we have 13 FAQs. We'll go through them in the next 15 minutes. Then we'll have plenty of time to go through the rest. First, is there an opportunity to collect funds for a charity? Why? It's because we've got requests from the serious requests. It's funny, requests from not the organization Serious Requests, but there's organizations on the mainland who want to raise money for serious requests. Great. It's kind of local and kind of Serious Requests is like the 11th or 21st is really local. The idea maybe is that we can extend that, continue to raise money for the organization Spieren voor Spieren, even after Serious Requests. And we can do that through the Rondsje Om. So we can be creative about that. We can row for kilometers. There's a couple of teams who are rowing as many kilometers as possible. There might be some ideas of using registration, a percentage of the registration funds to go directly to the organization. So it's more direct, a more direct line to the charity. But the idea for this year, at least, is that, do you want to row for charity? Yes. How do we do that? Let's be creative and we can make that happen for January through February. So that's the answer to that question, which I should have just said this. Yeah, yes, it would be managed per individual, team, and organization. We don't have a formal relationship or a charity partner, which I don't think that we will ever. But the idea, though, like concept 2, if you want to row for a charity, we'll create the opportunity so you can row for that charity and collect funds if you'd like to for them. Number 2, what events are there to participate in? Well, we talked about that. We have the marathon, the half marathon, the 5,000 meter, the 2K, and the 500 meter sprint. Teams of 4 can participate in all events except the 500 meter. How do teams participate? So for 2026, we have teams of 4 men or 4 women. The reason restricted to 4 and 4 this year is because the application allows us to do an event based on that configuration. So they could extend the configuration to like for pairs or for 8s or something like that. But for this year, the configuration is for 4 men or for 4 females. So for example, for larger sloop teams who might have 12 or X members, we might need to divide into 4. You are affiliated with a particular team, and that team will be ranked accordingly amongst other affiliates. So the affiliate, for example, could be West Arvada. The teams could be West Arvada 1, West Arvada 2, West Arvada 3, but collectively you row on behalf of the affiliate, West Arvada, and you're ranked amongst other affiliates, for example, other sloop teams on the mainland, XYZ. Now, currently, real quickly, for those who are more analytically and detailed minded, which I think all of you are, is that at the moment, for those 4 teams, those persons of 4, each person, individual, will row. And at the end of the race, the 4 persons, the team is, the score is aggregated and averaged to become the boat score. What's exciting, what I'm going to tell you now, is that, and the software team let me know last night that I could make this live to you, is that they're developing the opportunity to do it live, which means all persons on the team, they'll be rowing together. And the boat now is a real-time aggregation and aggregation and average of the score. So it becomes the boat. So if you're at rowing a 500 meter at 158, Hana, you're rowing a 500 meter at 123 because you're super fast. Rucha, you're rowing at 2, and Francisco, you're rowing at 2. It takes that average, and then the boat is the average. So each affiliate or each team, I'm hoping, is that you'll have doop, 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 you're rowing this way, and then another team is doing this, and it's real time. So when we go live in February, the big event is affiliate versus affiliate versus affiliate, which can be really, really exciting. No one knows about this, but once they see it once, they'll be like, oh man, this is crazy. But that's where we're moving to for February. What is the training method? So we know this very well. It's pretty much we're working in zone 2, moving into zone 3, working for longer periods of time. As sloop rowers, we know about endurance training. So talking to you about that is not a difficult thing. We're just adding in a little bit more. So for sloop teams, now we're adding in the lower body, legs, torso, the glutes, other things. So there's a little bit more taxing on the heart, but the idea of endurance training in zone 2, working at probably 65 to 70% exertion. We're not really measuring heart rate specifically because we're not there yet, but we can measure exertion 65% to 70% for very long periods of time, an hour to an hour and a half, to train for things such as a marathon and half marathon. That is the training method. Oh, for those out there who would like to train with us, it's fully capable. We could talk more about that later in the 30 minutes. Kike. What if I can't attend the finals in February? Which makes sense. The leaderboards open up in January the 18th. The leaderboard is a global ranking of what we're working. So for example, if Hana decides to do a 5K, she can create a ranking in the leaderboard starting January the 18th. She may want to do a little bit better with that January the 20th, and she can continue to create entries in the leaderboard, which is fine. But it closes in before the date of our go live. So all the leaderboard entries close, and then we go to the go live event itself. So you're ranked on the leaderboard, so you can go in and say, oh, I rode the 5K really, really quick. But on the final, that's the real score. So you're ranked on the leaderboard, but the final is what is really what the real deal is. So we might decide to say everybody can row the final, or only, for example, select affiliates who do a certain performance, for example, and they row the final. So it's up to us to how we kind of want to organize that based on a couple of things. The time we have, our host, the number of ergometers that we have locally. So we can think about that. And we have a little bit of time to think about that. And then others who join in can also work under that same assumption. Great. Yeah, so if you're not around in February, the leaderboard is a great place to perform because you can perform, do your very best, create your own local environment to support you, and then you have that ranking. What's exciting is that you have a Netherlands flag up here, and then you have a Brazilian flag. And it's like, okay, there's a Brazilian flag, and they've done this, but we have a Dutch flag doing this. Who is this Dutch team? And then, oh my God, there's a Spanish flag that showed up. Who is this? Oh, CrossFit Espanol. Who the hell are you showing up? Yeah, so it's great because it creates this really cool environment to kind of meet new people, but through competition, friendly competition, it creates something pretty magical, I think. Can I compete on an older row machine? Yes, you can. You cannot compete in the live February because that does require the PM5 to compete. But if you have a PM2, a PM3, or other ergometer computers that may not work in the live environment, ErgZone has a capability to where you can take your workout and upload the information manually. So it's still a part of the leaderboard. It's not a part of the PM5 requirement. So it's still capable, but without the PM5, which is great. So you can still compete. A lot of people don't have the PM5 because it's hella expensive. And they're like, Mr. Word, I have a PM3. I got it from the market plots down the street, and I'm rowing, but I still want to be a part of this. Yes, we can still do that, accommodate that. What are the costs? Very easily. Marathon is €25. Half marathon, €25. The 5,000 meter is €20. The 2,000 meter is €20. The 500 meter is €15. Great. Where does the money go to? It goes to money to my truck, because maintenance of my truck and gasoline costs a lot, and I do a lot to move things back and forth. So all the money goes there. It also goes to supporting ErgZone, because they make a percentage off the work that we do just so they can survive. But when we talk about charitable actions, we might be able to take a percentage off the costs that are associated. And if you might want to elect some of that to be going directly to that organization, I think we might be able to accommodate it as well, which is a really cool way to raise funds for organizations that are important to us. What is ErgZone and why do I need it? So we talked about ErgZone. ErgZone is the only mobile application that allows coaches like myself and athletes to program a custom ergometer workout. So again, I have a vision of what Rondsje can do. She has a goal. Brock, I want to accomplish this in 3 months. I can create something very specific to her because I know her, so she can create and actually obtain that goal in a good, safe way. I have control of that. ErgZone is the only app that allows me to do that. That's why I invest so much into ErgZone, because I invest in you, and I have to make sure that is a match, or I can't work. And the cool thing about ErgZone is that now they have this idea of the global ranking leaderboard. So Rondsje, she trains for 6 months through my training. She's excited about it. That number goes on to something else, where if I have a student in Brazil, they're doing the same one, but now they're like, hey, Brazil, what's going on? Hey, Nederlands, what's going on? That's the kind of idea. And ErgZone allows me to do that. And then it creates a live event that we can also take advantage of. Okay. How can I be assured race day will work technically? So for the waterproof mermaids, we did this. We created an environment so we could hook up the machines. We could take our time, make sure everyone knows how to connect, make sure the coach can see everybody online, and we can provide countdowns and different types of things like that, so we can be assured and feel firm that the technical aspects are working. So what's great about that is that for teams that may become a part of the leaderboard and they're like, well, Brock, we want to perform well live. How can we create technical environments so we're assured that we're going to be able to link up well? That's the journey. That is, more teams want to participate. We create the technical environment so everyone feels confident to join online. So when we actually go on live, everyone has the confidence to do so. So that's really important, because why join an event or pay $25 per year for something if you don't feel confident that it's going to work technically in the realm of internet and computers? And that's why we have these intermittent training sessions along the way to build confidence. Almost done, guys. Okay, well, we have time for questions. Are there refunds available? No, 0 refunds. You have to know this up front. Why? It's because your entry fee supports this event and all the costs that we talked about. I'm not becoming any rich off of this. I'm basically just supporting the growth of rowing in different ways on the island, and that's it. Can I participate in Terschelling? Yes, definitely can participate in Terschelling. You have to let me know, because there's a lot of things we have to arrange for you to participate here. But the short answer is yes. The sooner you let us know, the more we can make arrangements on the island via equipment or lodging to make that happen for you. What do I receive with registration? I don't know yet. This is our first time doing this. Do you want a headband? I don't know. Do you want a medal? I don't know. Do you want free stuff from HEMA? Sure. We can talk to HEMA about that. So anyway, that's the idea. I'm not sure what you'll receive besides just being able to participate this year, but as a part of the journey and how we make this better for the future. Cool. Oh, and last one here before, I have 1 minute. Can I participate in other time zones? Completely, and yes. You'll just compete in your own time zone in the leaderboard, and based on the time that we decide for our live event, if we make it late enough on Europe, it provides the capability for the other half of the world to also compete in a decent time. 2 and 3 a.m., I wouldn't say decent. Maybe 7 or 8 is decent, but we can talk about that when we create the event. All right. Good. So I think we're right on time. We actually have about 20 minutes for questions from you guys. So let me take this off, remove this. Let's go back to, there I am. And the presentation basically says next, just questions. So we have, 20 minutes or so. Why don't we do that before hopefully Floor shows up and everyone else. Let's ask questions and talk about it if you have some. Or did I cover everything okay? Do you have a better idea? But if not, let's use this time to talk about it. And please ask questions.
Is it also possible, because by growers from
Can you do me a favor? Ask the same question, but I'm going to give this to you. What is that? This is only to take your question so I can make it more audible on the recording.
Is it also possible that Sander will row with us, because I don't think that all of the people from our team will join.
You need 4, I understand. You need at least 4.
Yeah. So for this year, it's kind of for this year is a hard requirement. So it's either no mixed teams for this year, because it wasn't prepared that way. Next year, of course. So this year is prepared for teams of 4, of either 4 men or either 4 women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the idea is Sander doesn't have to work with all men from his team. He can find random guys on the island who just want to row with him, and that becomes a team. His affiliate is Team Sander, or a team name. So I've had team names like the Orgnuts or the Riggernauts, some crazy names out there, but that's your team name. The Waterproof Mermaids, they're not a sloop rowing team, but they're a group of 4 ladies who are doing really, really good, and their team name is the Waterproof Mermaids. Yeah.
So above training, there's a schedule. It's once a week together, or is it join Island Gym when your schedule allows it?
Thank you. Great question. So the training, we've been doing pretty well here locally on a schedule that's based on the Island Gym times, and that's okay. But of course, in January, when other teams might want to participate, we have to create more capability. They probably will not be able to come during our time, but I have to create the standardized training for anyone who wants to do the training anywhere in their facility. So a use case would be a CrossFit studio in Harlingen who can only do their trainings at 9 a.m. They have to be able to see a particular training for the event and do the training on their own as a group on their time. But let's say that CrossFit team wants to train with us during a time that we train. What I like to do and get your permission is that when we train, I bring in this guy, this camera, and we create an online stream of our rowing session. So, because our rowing sessions are in class can be pretty exciting and pretty emotional because we're doing the hard work. It's a lot of users out there would like to see that and be a part of that. So they can see it on the ErgZone app. They can see like the dots and stuff moving, but how cool would it be able to see Sander and the 4 of you really putting in the work? So the question is yes. The answer is yes. The training will become available through the ErgZone app, and that can be something that we can talk about on the website and maybe as a FAQ. But if you want to train live with us, they would have to be prepared to train live on our time schedule. Maybe in the future we can do things based on some crazy organization in Amsterdam. They're like, man, we're going to train 6 times a day. And it's, okay, we can support that live as well. The camera is in Amsterdam, and then we're going to be on your schedule. And that's kind of crazy. But for this year, at least, it's on our Island Gym schedule for the sloop teams and for rowing. So Saturday mornings, Wednesday mornings now, and the sloop teams that we have currently. But if we have another team and Island Gym is saying, okay, Brock, we have this 4 o'clock availability, or the Stoke has a 2 o'clock availability, well, we just make sure that that training is available online. People can see it. They can sign up and be a part of that training as well.
Okay.
Yeah. When is the race day?
Good question. I'm glad we have about 10 minutes to think about that. We have to, that's a very good question. I almost forgot about that, but we have to decide, I think, on our race weekend. So I've been working with Sloop Roeien.nl, who are really excited about this. And they said, Brock, you absolutely can't do it on the weekend of February 29th because the handicap, well, yeah.
Yeah, and the voorjaarsvakantie.
Yeah. The 29th, or is that a weekend before?
It's the last weekend.
Yeah.
Of the voorjaarsvakantie.
Yeah.
The weekend before is the first weekend of the voorjaarsvakantie.
Okay.
22,
Yeah.
22 and 29.
Okay. So let's think about that a little bit, because the event is designed as a kickoff to the new season event. So it should align with pretty much all sloop teams, at least in this region. So I think those 2 weekends, either not the 29th, because that's the weekend that Sloop Roeien said this is not available, you shouldn't do it then, but the weekend before or the weekend before that. Let's maybe talk about those 2 weekends amongst here and decide which one could be the best. When we decide this morning in the next 5 or 6 minutes, this is what we'll move forward with, and we'll communicate that with ErgZone. ErgZone will create the environments for that weekend. We'll start talking about that weekend as the live weekend. And then we had to start thinking about how we're going to manage that weekend based on the number of teams and stuff. But the most important part is to at least get a date, a weekend date. You're right. So let's spend about 3 or 4 minutes and kind of come up with a date that's
14th of February is the best, I think.
14th.
Saturday 14.
Because then you have enough time to practice the train.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's much later, also the sloop rowing starts again at the end of February. So
Exactly.
And also sleep weekend.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
So that's the last weekend of February, and the first the weekend before, the 21st, is holiday, vacation.
Yes.
So it has to be the weekend.
I think so, because so what we have is a holiday vacation weekend is going to be assumed by not only Terschelling, but I think by the region. This is kids go on holiday at that time. We have to be available for that. The weekend after, it's not good, because then the actual handicap types of things for the other rowing teams start to happen. The weekend before, well, we have that time and availability. And like Sandra said, it gives everybody a chance to start, if they want to, in January. Guys, we've been rowing for like 6 weeks, and we're already up to like 13K in an hour. So we're ready. It gives other teams to do the same. So maybe that weekend of the 14th and 15th is good. That's great. Now, a couple things I need to do. I need to align that with our host, which I hope is going to be Island Gym. So align that with Boss and making sure that weekend is available. If it's not, well, we have to figure out where to go, and that's fine. But that's not a problem. It's just that this is the date. We're going to make sure this will go forward. We'll make sure the host can align with that. And then the more important thing is that depending on number of teams and who might want to come to Ireland and stuff like that, how do we manage this Saturday and this Sunday so we can support an online event? So one thing that comes to my mind immediately is like if someone CrossFit Washington, D.C., who's been doing really well, and they want to compete with the affiliate Sonder at the same time, what's a good time for them to be prepared and a good time for us to not miss dinner? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we don't have to discuss times and stuff now, but I think the first thing was to kind of get a date out there. So the weekend of Saturday the 14th and the Sunday the 15th. Okay, good. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Oh, I have another question. You said the leaderboard will open at January the 18th,
Yes.
and you can set a time with your group, or you can set a time individual.
You can set a time. Yes, you can. Because leaderboard is open and the workout is available, you can set a time with your group at any time you like to.
Okay, with your group.
With your group to run that particular workout. So for example, if you're doing this individually, you can take an ergometer anywhere, just row, and that's your time. But for the team of 4, it's a little bit more difficult to get everybody in the same room doing it together, but you have time. You have the workout. You can do it anytime you like to. Your ranking will be ranked. You'll see it and you'll be like, okay, you can do it again, or these types of things going forward. So yeah, it's you can work with your team to do the workout if you like. Yeah.
It's like British dates for practice.
Is it
So they set a time first time.
exactly the same thing?
Yeah.
It's the same things. The leaderboard works the same way. The leaderboard would just say, okay, well now this workout, you're available to do the workout and then perform the best you can. And that positioning will now become a positioning of the global leaderboard.
Yeah.
So it'll show up as leaderboard action. And other people also know I need to work really hard in January or work really hard in February. As long as the leaderboard stays open, you're able to enter an entry. Yeah. Hello, Emma. Good morning. Good morning. We're in the part of the question and answer phase for the information session. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We actually have a good 9 minutes left, so we're on good time. Yeah.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Maybe I have 5. But
Yes. Bring them, please.
And maybe it's not a question for this moment, but is it possible to get you to give us an introduction training practice?
As an introduction to the ergometer in itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have these guys in my team, my SLOOP team, and they are. I think they don't know what we are doing.
No. No one knows what we're doing, actually, to be honest. No one has any idea.
They don't know what to bring them
Yeah.
during the winter. So,
Yeah.
that's the question. Is
Well,
it possible, you think?
Sandra, what we can do is that we can either do it live for your men,
Yeah.
or we can create something that's online that's available for them as well. And the great thing is that the more we think about how to deliver this for your local team, it's great because we can deliver this for everyone who has the same question. What are we doing? What are the benefits? Why is it different from sloop rowing or whatever? And what can I get out of this? So we can really kind of create something very special for that. But yeah, for your team locally, or for 4 persons, or for your whole team, we can definitely create that environment for them. And then just let me capture that so we can make it available for others as well. Yeah. Pretty much, Sandra, whatever you like or whatever you guys need to be successful, I have every capability in the world to make that happen.
Nice.
Yeah. And your other 4 questions. Sandra, what's interesting about that question is that a lot of what I'm hearing a lot is this idea of the injury called the tennis elbow. that comes quite out of the sloop rowing environment
Yes.
because of how you work there. So one of the things that I think we should address is how we can address at least rehabilitation of that through the rowing stroke. We can also talk about the back, the lower torso, the hips, and the arrangements in that area, and some of the challenges we have there also from the boat. And the reason I know this is because a lot of physical therapists are like, Brock, I'm getting a lot of information about these are the things that are happening. I think the value add of this thing that we're doing is that we're actually providing a value add of, we're addressing some of the challenges that also happen in the sloop boat itself to avoid injury as well. So we can talk about that and create something that's valuable for our teams, the sloop community, but for others as well. So we have that capability. Yeah. Thanks, Sonda. Yeah. Any more questions? Did you get now? Of course, just ask me questions whenever you feel appropriate and those types of things. Cool. So let me go to while you guys are thinking, I'll go to the last slide and we'll talk about that because we're right at 1 minute, which is working really, really well. Let's see. This is my first webinar and it's actually working pretty good. So this goes here. Okay, kike. So if I do this, if I add this to the stage. So we did our questions and now, the thank you. Perfect. Everyone who's online or who has access to this, you can also WhatsApp this phone number, which is the phone number for Robox Fitness. So it's not my personal number. You're getting the business address, but it's a good way so I can communicate with you directly about any questions you have or provide anything that you need as well. At the upper left-hand corner, you're looking at this QR code. If you scan that QR code, I should have said this in the beginning, but that is the link to the web address for the Rondsje Om. And there you'll have all the growing list of frequently asked questions that you can go through and also any updates to dates, training sessions, all that will just be there. That's probably the better way to use that website is to provide up-to-date information and the FAQ for questions that you might have. And of course, you can always write info@robox.fitness for more information as well. Great. Hey, well, thank you very much for your time. It's starting to get a little busy in here. I'm hoping Flora's going to come in to get some more information for an article pretty soon. But thank you for your time. And I hope you have some more details of why all of this is happening, because there's a bigger purpose and it actually leads into just growing the capability of rowing, sloop rowing for the island and the surrounding regions.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Let's do a round of applause so they know there's actually people here in the room.